Hello, this is Dr. Mark Goulston with another episode in the How to Calm Yourself Down series to help us all get through the coronavirus crisis together. Tonight, I'm going to be talking about coronavirus parenting. What do you say to your kids, especially to your young children, when they look to you to be calming and they look to you for certainty when you and the world is feeling uncertain? Here is something that you can try at bedtime. I used to call this the real bedtime story, and you use this to give your kids perspective. If you think about it, the opposite of having perspective, meaning this too shall pass, is panic. The opposite of this too shall pass is the sky is falling. And here's how you give your kids, and maybe yourself, perspective. When you're putting your kids, especially your younger kids, to bed, but you can use this during the day at some point. You can use this when you're taking a car ride or when you're walking with children all the way up to your teens and young adults. What you ask them are a couple questions. What you ask your young children, if you're doing it as a bedtime story or around bedtime story, you say to them, what was the worst thing that happened to you today and what was the best thing? And when they tell you what the worst thing is, focus on when they use exaggerated words like awful, horrible, scary, or they raise their voice and say, I didn't know what was going on. But focus on when they say that, and you take it one level deeper, and you say more about the horrible. And then you let them get that off their chest. And when they do that, you pause. You can say, I can understand why that felt horrible. I can understand why that scared you, and uh, and we're all going to get through this. And then what you want to end the bedtime story with is saying, what was the best thing that happened to you today? And then they go into that. And when they do that, go down 2 levels. When they say, this was amazing, or this was incredible, say more about the incredible, or say more about the amazing. And then when they go into that, go one more level deeper, which causes them to get even more off their chest. But when they're sharing that with you, they feel more optimistic. And then what you want to say finally is what are you most nervous about tomorrow, and what are you most excited about tomorrow? And then you do the same thing. When they talk about what they're most nervous about, you have them go one level deeper by saying, say more about whatever that word is they use. And then you go 2 levels deeper when they say what they're most excited about. And again, when they tell you what they're most nervous about, you can say, I can understand you're nervous about that, and we'll see how it plays out. And when they tell you what they're excited about, that's when you feed them optimism. You can say, I can see how excited you are. I can't wait to speak to you tomorrow night to find out how your day went. So if you can use those kinds of questioning with your children to have them share what the worst thing and the best things are and what they're most worried about and nervous about and most excited about, what you're doing is you're dripping into their minds perspective. And what's perspective? Good things and bad things happen every day, but we'll all make it through this together. So what was the worst thing that happened to you today? What was the best thing that happened to you today? And what are you most nervous about tomorrow? And what are you most excited about? And so until next time, I hope this helps you to calm yourself down, and we're all going to get through this. Why do I know that? Because we always have. Take good care.